The ratio of efficiency of A and B is 3:2. To complete the piece of work, the ratio of number of days taken by B to that of C is 4:5. So this was A to B and now we have B to C. A takes 4 days less than B to complete the work when A and B work alone. If B and C started the work and left after 2 days, find the number of days taken by A to complete the remaining work. Okay. Now this kind of a question my recommendation would be, please write down, because there is a tendency or there is a likelihood of getting confused. Okay. So what do we have here? A is to B, the ratio of efficiency is 3:2. That means the number of units or the units per day that they will do is, if A does 3 units per day, B will do 2 units per day. Okay. Or B will take A will take 2/3 the number of days. Okay. Then what does it say? The number of days taken by B to C is 4:5. So B to C is 4:5. This is the number of days, okay, to do the same piece of work. Okay. A takes 4 days less than B to complete the work when A and B work alone. Okay. Now first thing, if B does 2 units of work, A does 3 units of work per day, that means the number of days taken by A will be 2/3 of B. So A will take 2/3 the number of days. So the number of days by A is going to be 2/3 of 4, which is 8/3. So the ratio of number of days is 8/3 is to 4:5. Now we know that A takes 4 days less. So let's convert everything to integer by multiplying with 3. So this is 8 is to 12 is to 15. This itself is 4 days difference. So this satisfies the condition. If this was not a 4-day difference, supposing this was 4:6, I would have doubled it to make it 8:12. Okay. Now find the number of days taken by A to complete the remaining work if B and C worked together and then left for 2 days. Okay. Now again, don't get into the habit of just working on fractions. Use percentages. I can say C does 1/15 or 6.66% of the work per day. B does 1/12 or 8.33% of the work per day. Or together they will do 15% of the work per day. So in 2 days they will do 30% of the work. So in 2 days they have done 30% of the work. So how much time will A take to complete the remaining work? The remaining work is 70%. A takes 8 days to complete the work. So to remain the 70% of the work, it will take 5.6 days. 70% of 8. Okay. So to me it is important that you get used to working in terms of percentages, because this is something which can be done orally and it will help you save time. Train 1 takes 2 minutes 6 seconds to overtake train 2 when traveling in the same direction, and 18 seconds to cross it when traveling in opposite direction. The speed of train 2 is what percentage less than that of train 1? Now let me say train 1 has a speed of x meters per second, train 2 has a speed of y meters per second. So when train 1 is trying to overtake train 2, in this case the speed will be x minus y, the relative speed, and when they are traveling in opposite direction, then the speed would be x plus y, right? Now 2 minutes 6 seconds is 126 seconds, and the other case is 18 seconds. Now we know ratio of speed is inversely proportional to time. So ratio of speed should be inversely proportional to ratio of time. So what is the speed when the two trains are coming towards each other? When they are coming towards each other, the two trains have a speed of x plus y. When they are moving in the same direction, the ratio of speed is x minus y. This should be equal to inverse ratio of time, 126/18. Okay, which is, how much is this? Yeah, 8, 9, 2, is it a multiple of 18? 18 5s are 90, yes, 7. Okay, 18 1s are 18, okay, 7/1. So what does this mean? I will say if x plus y is equal to 7, then x minus y should be equal to 1. So what does that mean? X will be equal to 7 plus 1, 7 plus 1 by 2, which is 4. Go back to your boats and streams. The speed of boat is x, the speed of stream is y. The upstream speed will be x minus y, downstream will be x plus y. and then you can calculate the individual speeds also. The same thing I am doing out here, and y will be equal to 7 minus 1 by 2, which is 6 by 2, 3. Now what does it say? Speed of train 2 is what percentage less than that of speed 1? Speed of train 2 is 3, so it is 1 less than the train of speed train 1, that is 1 by 4 or 25%. The critical thing which I want you to remember is this. If you don't do this, you will end up spending more time in terms of calculation. And again, if you notice, all I have done is use the concept that we apply in both sense streams out here. There are 4 positive integers such that a is greater than b greater than c greater than d, whose sum is 50. The pairwise positive difference of these integers are 2, 3, 3, 5, 5, 2, 3, 5, 5, 7 and 10, then the sum of possible values of a. Now first of all, when you are looking at this question, please forget about 50 for a few minutes. Let the smallest number be d. Okay, let me say a, b, c, d. Let me start by saying the smallest number is 0. I can always convert everything to a summation of 50 later on. Now, the biggest positive difference between the 4 numbers is 10, which obviously is going to be a minus g. So if d I have taken as 0, this will be 10. Now I need to fit in the others. Okay, 2, 3, 3, 5, 7. Now there are 2 5s. What does that mean? One of the number has to be 5. Why? Because this is 5, this difference is 5. So one of the number is 5, which is the midpoint, 5 minus 0 and 10 minus 5. Okay. So as far as I am concerned, 2, 3, 5, 5, 7 and 10. Okay. Out of this, I have already taken care of 1 5 in this particular example, another 5 and 10. So I am left with 2, 3 and 7. Okay. If I take 2, 3 and 7, let me put here 10 and 0. Okay. If I take b to be 7, let's say, that means this is 3, 5, this is 3, 1 difference of 3, 1 difference of 2, 5, 5 we already have, 5, 5 and 10 we have already done, and this difference of 7. So one combination is 10, 7, 5, 0. Now what is the summation of this? The summation is 10, 7, 17 and 5, 22, sorry. Okay, 22. But what is the sum I want? I want the sum to be 50. So how much more should I add? To 22, if I add 28, it will become 50. So how much should I add? I should add, so let me write down here what are the 4 numbers going to be. I should add 1/4 of 28 to each of these numbers. What I should add a constant number to each of these A, B, C, D so that the differences don't change. So what do they become? This becomes 17, 7 plus 7, 28 by 4. So 7 plus 7, 14, 5 plus 7, 12 and 7. You can check out 17, 7, 24, 24 and 26, 50. Okay. So the reason I started with 10 and 0 is because my calculation will become easy. Okay. What is the sum of possible values of A? Okay. So A we already have 17. Okay. What else can we do? This is one case we have created. Again, we will go back to the same thing. 5 is fixed. That I am very sure about. 5 is fixed definitely. So 10, 0 and 5, 10, 5, 5. So I have to play around with 2, 3 and 7. Okay. Can I have a 3 out here? 2, 3 and 5, 5 and I have a 7 also. Okay. What does this become now? 10, 5, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. If this is 18, what will it become? Yeah. I'll do this question again. There was disturbance, so let me erase this and do it again. There are 4 positive integers such that a is greater than b greater than c greater than d, whose sum is 50. If the pairwise positive differences of these integers is 2, 3, 5, 5, 7 and 10, then what is the sum of possible values of a? We need to look at possible values of a. Okay. Now let's start by assuming d to be 0. Why should I take d to be 0? Okay. because if I take D to be 0, I'll get the corresponding values of A, B, C, and then I can extrapolate it to 50. If I start by trying the sum to be 50, I'll create complications for myself. Let me explain. Let us look at A, B, C, D. The biggest difference is 10. Obviously, this 10 will be the difference between A and D only. So if this is 0, A has to be 10. Right? Now there are two 5s. The difference of two pairs is 5. That means one of the number has to be 5. Either B or C will be 5. Let me take C to be 5. What does mean? This difference is 5. Difference is 5. And this difference is 10. So 5, 5, 10 have been taken into account. Now I need to play around with 2, 3, 7. And what this also tells you is 10, 5 and 0 are fixed. It is the remaining 3 differences which I need to worry about, which is 2, 3 and 7. So let me put it here. 10, 5, 0. Can I take B to be 8? If I take B to be 8, what do I get? Difference of 2, difference of 3, and this is a difference of 7. This should be a difference of 7, but this is coming out to be a difference of 8, so this is a wrong option. In fact, we should have straight away said, because the difference has to be 7, this number should be 7 and verified. If the difference has to be 7, it could only be difference of this or difference of this. Okay, so let's look at the two cases. 10, 7, 5, 0. Difference of 3, difference of 2, difference of 5, 5 and 10. Okay, all differences taken care of. What is the sum of these? 10, 7, 17 and 5, 22. But the sum required is 50. How will I make this 50? I will make this 50 by adding 28. That means each of the 4 numbers I should add 28 by 7. 28 by 4 equal to 7. So what are the values of A, B, C, D going to be for me? 28 by 4 is 7. So 10 plus 7, 17. 7 plus 7, 14. 7 plus 5, 12. And 0 plus 7. You can check out the sum of this will be 50. So all I have done is I started with this combination of 10 and 0. Created a combination and then I extended the sum from 22 to 50 by adding the same positive integer to each of the 4 numbers. Okay, so one case we have looked at. What about the other case? 5 and 0. Now we need that 7. 7 we can have either as 10 minus 7 equal to 3 or 7 or maybe it could be. Okay, I can put it here. We have already done 7 minus 0. I am putting a 10 minus 3 equal to 7. Does it take care of all the cases? We have a 10, 5. Okay, I will not worry about. I am worry about 5, 5 and 10. The only numbers differences I need to worry about are 2, 3 and 7. So 2, 3, 7. Satisfied? Great. So what is the sum out here? The sum out here is 18. To make it 50, I need to add 32. That means each of these numbers I should add 8 to it. 32 by 4 is 8. So 18, 5 plus 8, 13, 3 plus 8, 11 and 8. I am sure you can check out this is 50. Any other case possible? No. Why? Because of this number called 7. Once I fixed 10, 0 and 5, the only way you can get a 7 is like this or like this. That means either 3 or 7. These are the only two possibilities. So what should my answer be? Possible sum of possible values of A, 18 plus 17, 35. The critical thing is start from here. Don't start with saying I need a sum of 50. Start by saying let me start with 0 and 10 and then start playing around with the numbers. And whatever summation you get, you can always extend it to a sum of 50. Ram invests rupees 40,000 in two parts A and B at 10% per annum and 20% per annam respectively at compound interest for 2 years. If the total interest in both the parts is 1150, what is the difference between the two parts of A and B? Question of allegation. Please apply allegation. This is a question type in which many students just don't do allegation. They start doing weighted average and create complications in terms of calculation. Okay, this is an additional complication of compound interest. So what is 10% per annum compound interest for 2 years? It is 2 successive increments of 2 years, 2 successive increments of 10%. So the amount of interest you will get here is 21% of principal, isn't it? And 20% per annum compound interest for 2 years will be 2 successive increments of 20%, which is 44% of principal, right? What is the total interest we have received? We have received 11,850. Now let me see what should we be allocating. I don't want to allocate percentage. One could be you could allocate 21% and 44% and calculate the percentage of this 11,850 also. You can do that. I am not very comfortable calculating 11,850 upon 40,000. Not difficult, because 11,850 into 40,000 will be in percentage terms into 2.5. Why 11,850 into 2.5 will be out of 1 lakh, divide by 100, I will get the percentage. Okay. So if you are okay doing this, you can do the percentage allegation using this. Okay. Now, the alternate approach is, what is 21 if the entire 40,000 was at 10% per annum? What is the interest you would have received? 21% of 40,000. What is 21% of 40,000? 20% is 8,000. 1% is 400. So this is 8,400. Similarly, if the entire amount was deposited at 20% per annum, then you would have got an interest of 44% of 40k. What is 44%? 40% of 40k will be 16,000 and 4% will be 1600. So this becomes 17,600. So what will I allocate? I will allocate 8,400 with 17,600 such that the average interest that I have received is 11,850. Remember, this is at 10% per annum, this is at 20% per annum, compound interest for 2 years. So what is this difference going to be? 8,400, 3,450. And what is this going to be? 17,600 minus 11,850. So 7,600 minus 1,000 is 6,600. So rather, let me put 5,600 plus 150. So that is 5,750. Okay. So what is this ratio going to be? The ratio of the two parts is 575 is to 345. Let me try and simplify it further. 5 ones are 5, 5 1 0. I'm sorry, 5 ones are 5, 1 1 5. Rather, 5 6 are 30, 16 9. This is 23 into 3. This is 23 into 5. So the two parts are 5 is to 3. So what is the difference between the two parts? That means at 10% you have put 5 by 8 of 40. Okay, which is 25k. At 20% you have put 3 by 8 of 40k. You can also get it by difference. 40 minus 25 is 15. So 15k. So what is the difference? Difference is going to be 10k. Okay. So I hope this is clear. All I have said is, if the entire amount was deposited at 10% per annum, this is the amount you would have received. Had it deposited the entire amount at 20% per annum, you would have received 17,600. The amount you have received actually is 11,850. So this can be applied to, this can be solved through allegation. 8,400 and 17,600, the weighted average is going to be 11,850. You have got the weights as 5 is to 3. Okay. The same thing you could have done out here. By the way, what is 11.85 into 2.5? Let's look at that. 11.85 into 2 will be 22, 23.7. This is 11.85 into 2. 11.85 into 0.5. Half of 11 is 5.5. And half of 0.45 is 0.425. So 5, 2, 7, 5, 12 and 4, 16. 24 plus 6 plus 5 is 29. Okay. So this is the average interest. So if you had to allocate using the interest, let me just change the color of the pen, then that allegation would have been 10%, sorry, 21% being allocated, because 21% with 44%, such that the average interest you are getting is 29.625%. Please check out. I'm sure you'll get this also as 5 is to 3. Okay. So both the methods are available. Since this was not a very comfortable calculation, I'm more comfortable with this. I went with this, but you could even have allocated the percentage per se. Mixtures A and B are two solutions of milk and water respectively. The concentration are 75%, 60% respectively, and the volumes are 28 and 42 liters respectively. What is the minimum amount of pure milk that needs to be added to the mixture A and B so that the resultant concentration is at least 80%. Okay. What are we adding? We will be adding milk. That means the amount of water will be constant. So when you are adding milk, you should be working on the basis of the amount of water so that there is no complication with respect to what is increasing or not. Whatever is constant, work on that basis. So when we look at the first mixture, let's say milk and water, mixture A, total is 28 liters and mixture B is 42 liters. So total is 70 liters, right? If first has a concentration of 75%, 75% is 3/4, so this is going to be 21 and 7. 60% of 42, 60% of 42 you could do, or you could do 40% of 42. 10% is 4.2, 40% will be 4.2 into 4, so 16.8. So 16.8 liters of water, 60% is milk. So 40% has to be, the remaining thing has to be water. So how much will this be? This will be 25.8. 16 plus 7, 23.8. Okay. So 28.3 liters of water is there. We want the resultant concentration to be at least 20%. What does that mean? This means water should be less than equal to 20%. If milk has to be more than equal to 80%, water has to be less than equal to 20%. That means 23.8 liters should be less than equal to 20% of the final volume, right? So if this is 20% of the final volume, what should the final volume be? This implies volume should be greater than or equal to 23.8 into 5. How much is that? 23 into 5 is 115, 0.8 into 5 is 4, so 119. So volume should be greater than or equal to 119. So how much should you be adding? You should be adding 119 minus 70, which is 30 and 1949 liters. Okay. So what is the minimum amount of milk? Minimum amount of milk that you should add is going to be 49 liters. Now this question many times people do with the help of alligation, weighted average, all kinds of things. But when it is directly asking you the difference, why don't you go for that? Straightforward, calculate the values and start working. The numbers are easy to handle, so it should not be a problem. PQRS equal to 4, P plus Q plus R plus S equal to 4, maximum value of this expression. Standard SQC question, take values. What value should you take? 1, 1, 1, 1. Other thing could be, you could take, look at this, P plus S and Q plus R. You could take it 1, 1, 1, 1. You could take 2, 0, 2, 0. The important thing is you should be symmetrical, because the equation is symmetrical. P plus S and Q plus R. If you interchange P and Q or S and R or any two, you will still have the same equation. So given that this is a symmetrical equation, you should not be looking for anything except symmetrical values, which means PQRS should be P plus S should be equal to Q plus R. That is all I am looking for as far as this question is concerned. So what are the possibilities? I said 2 plus 1 plus 1 into 2 plus 1 plus 1. P plus S equal to Q plus R. 4 into 4, 16. What if you do 2, 0, 2, 0? This will also give you 4 into 4, 16. Can you do 4, 0, 0, 0? No, you should not do it. If you do 4, 0, 0, 0, okay, what you should not do it, but what's the answer you get? Even there you will get 2 plus 4 into 2 plus 0, isn't it? So which will get 6 into 2, 12. Okay, so you should not do this. Why? Because this is making it unsymmetrical. Remember, what is the symmetry I am looking for? P plus S should be equal to Q plus R. In this case, P plus S is not equal to Q plus R, hence this will not give you the maximum. So such questions always go for looking at the equation, go for symmetry, put values and verify. Worst case, don't know what to do, look at the extreme cases and look at the midpoint, and you will most probably get the answer. Okay, geometry. 3 vertices of triangle ABC lie on the circle as shown. AD is the diameter which passes through the incenter of triangle ABC. If the measure of angle BAC is 56 degrees, so this is 56 degrees. Find the difference in the measure of angle ADC and BCD. Okay. First thing, we know angle BAC is 56 degrees. Do we know anything about these angles? No. Is there any condition given? The only condition given is that AD is the diameter which passes through the incenter of triangle ABC. What if I consider ABC to be an isosceles triangle, which means AB equal to AC? Will it not make my calculation easy? It will, and that is exactly what I am going to do. I will consider this as an isosceles triangle so that my calculations are that much more easier. Okay. Yes, this is what I am going to look at. So I am ignoring this part. Let me just erase this. I done this just to eraser. Yeah. Okay. So to me, where is to me C is here. Okay. Now if it's an isosceles triangle, the incenter will be on AD only. Okay. So I don't have to worry, and D is going to bisect these two, or rather, if I say B, C, D, E, if I look at this as point as E, that means BE will be equal to EC. Okay. BC will be bisected by AD. Okay. Now let me, just for the sake of clarity, make a figure here. And this is D. What do we need? We need angle ADC. That means this. This is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. Okay. And angle BCD. Okay. BCD is here. Okay. BCD and ADC. We need to look at the difference between these two angles. Okay. Now, if this is 56 degrees and I have taken it to be an isosceles triangle, each of these will be 28 degrees. Right? Because I have taken it to be isosceles, question says BAC is 56 degrees. Okay. Now, if it is isosceles, these two sides will be equal and these two angles will be equal. How much will these be? This will be 62 degrees. This is 90. Okay. Now this angle, look at angle C, ACD. ACD is angle in a semicircle. It has to be 90 degrees. Angle ACD will be 90 degree because angle in a semicircle is 90 degree. One of the few theorems which I remember. So if ACB is 62 degrees, that means BCD will be 28 degrees. Right? This is 90 in any case, so this will be 62. So what is the difference between ADC and BCD? ADC is 62. ADC is 62 and BCD will be 28. Answer should be 34. So the simple technique of taking triangle ABC as isosceles has solved the issue for us. The only condition which was given is AD passes through the incenter. If ABC is an isosceles triangle, AD will pass through the incenter, and not only that, it is going to be bisecting BC, which made our life very, very simple, and effectively we are able to solve the question without too much of a problem. Okay, the roots of quadratic equation are real, and one of them is an integral multiple of the other. Which of the following is true? Okay. Now, what should you do in this kind of a question? Look at the choices given. The values of k are simple numbers. Substitute and verify. Now, what condition given is the roots are real. Let's check out when whether the roots are real or not for these values of k. What is D? Discriminant. Discriminant is b square minus 4ac. B square is 5 square is 25 minus 4 into 6 into k, 24k. This is D. For the roots to be real, D should be greater than or equal to 0. That means if I put k equal to 4, k equal to 4 implies D is negative, so not possible. K equal to 2, again this becomes 25 minus 48, not possible. K equal to 1, so k equal to 1 means, okay, let me write it here, D is equal to 1, and k equal to minus 1 means D is equal to 24 plus 25, 29, 49, so 7. D is b square, okay, I'm sorry. D is this thing, so under root D. Okay, here's 7. Okay, so D will be 49, so under root D will be this. Okay, so what are the roots going to be? The roots are minus B, which means minus 5, plus minus under root of D upon 2A. A is 6, so 12. Now let's look at for k equal to 1. If k is equal to 1, what do we get the roots as? We get minus 5 plus minus 1 upon 12, which is equal to minus 5 minus 1 minus 6 by 12, so minus 1 by 2. and minus 4 by 12 or minus 1 by 3. So roots are, one root is not integral multiple of other, so k equal to 1 is not a possible answer. Similarly, so what does that mean? This should be the answer. Let's verify in any case. If k is equal to minus 1, we know under root of d is 7, so the roots are going to be minus 5 plus minus 7 upon 12. Okay, for k equal to minus 1, which means the roots are going to be minus 5 minus 7 is minus 12 by 12, so minus 1. And the other will be minus 5 plus 7 is minus 2, so minus 2 by 6. Sorry, not minus 2, plus 2 by 12, which is equal to 1 by 6. Now, this root is a multiple of this. Okay, so this is an integral multiple of 1 by 6. So the correct answer is this. So what did we do out here? We first say the question says the roots have to be real. We calculated d and found based on that k equal to 4 and 2 are not possible for these two. Okay, for these two the roots are going to be the roots are going to be imaginary. Then we verified for k equal to 1 and minus 1, whichever gave us the answer is the correct value. So as far as this question is concerned, the correct answer is k equal to minus 1. Use choices. During a trip to hill station, Kush pays part of the total hotel expenses and rest is paid by Love. Love pays 14% of the total expenses more than Kush. If Kush paid 77,400, how much more than Kush does Love pay? Now, easy question. I'm sure everyone will be able to solve it. My only issue is how much time will you take. To me, this is a critical line. Love pays 14% of the total expenses more than Kush. How do you calculate this first? If the total expenses are 100%, the midpoint is 50%. The difference is 14%. So one person will pay 50 plus 14 by 2, and the other person will pay 50 minus 14 by 2. So 57 and 43. Right? So this is the critical thing out here. This will help you save a lot of time. Now what does that mean? This means 43% of the total expenses is 77,400. Right? And what do we need to find? The difference is 14%. We need to find 14%. So the total expense is going to be 77,400 upon 0.43. Why? Because Kush had paid 43% of the total expense, which is 77,400. So this is the total expense, and what do we need to find? We need to find 14% of the total. Answer will be 14% or 0.14 or 14 into 77,400 upon 43. Actually 0.14 into 77,400 upon 0.43. So I've just forgotten about that item called the decimals, or I've just done the calculations directly. Okay. Now you can do the calculation from here. Obviously 77,400 will have to be a multiple of 43. Remember, there is a theta. So if you are worried how am I going to do the calculation, please remember this number has to be a multiple of 43. So don't worry, write down and do the calculation if required. So 77400, I am not too worried. So 43. 43 into 1 is 43. How much does it become? 27 plus 7, 34. 344. So 43 into 8. 320 plus 24, 344. So what will this be? This will be 14 into, this is 1800. So how much is 14 into 18? 18 into 10 is 18 into 10 plus 18 into 4. 18 into 10 is 180. 18 into 4 will be 72. So 252. And then 2 zeros. So the answer would be rupees 25,200. Remember, CAT is not about calculation. They will give you easy numbers. The moment you have a 43 out here, don't panic. This number has to be a multiple of 43 because this number is not.